Hello, welcome to the channel and welcome back to Resurwreck Autos HQ. Today guys, we're going to get the Fiat 500 back from the paint shop and we're going to take the red Hyundai I20 to the paint shop to be done. So we're going to swap cars. The red Hyundai is still on the ramp waiting for parts to be delivered. It's absolutely crazy out there because we've got Royal Mail strikes. And God knows where that part is. But I thought, you know what? Let's get it to the paint shop and then he can do his bit. We can get it back and then we can get it fixed up. So that's what the plan is. So yeah, let's... oh, the other thing as well, guys. I took the blue Fiesta. This one. The blue Fiesta. That went for an MOT yesterday. I'll show you the results for that first. And then we're going to get into it and get this red Hyundai to the paint shop and get the white Fiat 500 back. So a very busy day again, but a very cold one. It's getting really cold down here now. We've got a bit of a, I think we've got a bit of a beast from the east coming into the UK, I think next week. So yeah, a bit of a cold one coming, guys. Let's do this. Right, okay guys, so like I said, we need to get this to the paint shop today, swap it for the white Fiat 500. That's all done. It's all ready to be picked up, that white one. So that was really quick. Yeah, but we've got some work to do on that first before we get it over to him. I've got to put it all back together, basically. And it seems, to me, it seems an absolute waste of time taking it apart, putting it back together, taking it apart again, putting it back together. Do you know what I mean? I'm doing it too many times, but the point is I'm waiting for parts and it just ain't turning up. So it's this sensor. I can go and get it, literally go and get it down the road, but they want me to pay for the whole hub assembly including the sensor, and it's close to sort of £90 for the whole. It's just crazy. I'd rather just wait for it, I've got to be honest. So yeah, it's a few bolts, put it all back together, and then put the front end back on, and then I think we can run it down to the paint shop, and he can work on it over the next few days, and hopefully whilst he's working on this, 2 or 3 days goes by, then the part will turn up. That's the plan. If it doesn't turn up after the paint is done, that part, then I'm going to have to go and get it. I've got no choice. But let me show you the results on the blue Fiesta, because I took this yesterday over to the MOT centre. So let me show you that. And there we go. A pass. No mileage whatsoever on this car. Look, hardly anything over the last 3 or 4 years. Just nothing. Yeah, really low mileage. So... and it's gonna, yeah, it's turned out a quite nice one, this one. It just needs a good clean. We've done the inside, didn't we? I just got to do the outside. And then take some pictures, basically, and get it out for sale. So, yeah, that's where we are, guys. Let me get this out of the way. I'll set you up. Let's get cracking, putting that red one back together. And then we'll go and pick the white Fiat 500 back, and we'll start getting straight on with that white one. So, let's set you up. Let's do this. Right, okay guys, so I've turned the car around. I've got the wheels back on, both sides, at the back. All the braking system works fine. It's all connected, it's all done. The only thing that ain't connected is the ABS speed sensor on the back of the hub. But that can wait. The point of doing this and putting it like this is getting it rolling and then getting it to the paint shop. That's the key at the minute, is to do that, I think, whilst I'm waiting for the part. But if that part don't turn up after the paint shop is finished, then I'm going to have to go down another route. The other thing as well, I know I've changed the intake cam position sensor and the exhaust position sensor, but the engine management light is still coming up and it's still giving me those two codes: over advanced, bank 1, intake, position sensor, over advanced, bank 1, camshaft, position exhaust camshaft. Those two codes are still coming up, which is unbelievable. But, you know, looking at the forums, looking online, looking on YouTube, looking at the videos, people just can't work this out. Like, it's just unbelievable. Like, you have to start just changing some major things to work this out. Someone was even saying he changed the actual chain itself and it still didn't do. It still didn't put it back. It still didn't correct it. It still didn't make it better. It's still, the problem was still there. So, yeah, I'm not sure exactly what we're going to do with this at the minute. I think the next stage is going to be sort of maybe the chain. But then it might end up being the actual the actual valve pieces here on two VVTIs. They're like, they turn, they they change, and they twist and start. Guys, I just don't know at the minute. But the key, you know, right now, it needs to go to the paint shop so he can do his bit, and then we can figure it out. Because I'm going to fix it. It's not like, do you know what I mean? I'm going to get it fixed. And I want to get to the bottom of it. I will just keep doing some digging, but you know, there's a lot of YouTube videos out there that they've tried so many different things, and the code still keeps coming back up. But yeah, we will get there. I will find it, guys, and we'll get it done. So don't worry in that. But let's get this front end back together. Let's get it ready to get over to the paint shop, and then we can wait for it to come back, and then we can do the work. So let's get cracking. I'll set you up, and let's get this back together, this front end. Yeah, let's do this. Right, okay, guys, so there you go. The bumper is all back and connected on where it should be. Yeah, it's all nice and tight. So he's just got to do this repair, innit? He's got to do a little bit of filler there, bring that back up a little bit, and then sort of go around the bumper, really. I hope this red matches all right. I might just tell him to sort of take it up a little bit, blend it, just go flick it up, flick into the door, into the A-pillar, the pillar as well. Not the A-pillar. Yeah, so just flick it into there as well. Just sort of blend it a little bit if you can. I'll have a chat with him, see what he wants to do. It really does depend on the colour shade, I've got to be honest. That shade compared to that is completely out. It's really faded. That's why I wanted this rear one done as well. So gonna have a chat with him, see what he says, see what he's gonna charge me for doing all this, and then we'll have it back. But I'll run this over to the paint shop now quickly, and I'll bring back the Fiat 500, and I'll show you, you know, what how that one's come out, and yeah, we'll have a walk around it and maybe crack on with that one, see what the time is. But yeah, it's definitely sort of, I think we've got that blue Fiesta. We've got a bit of an issue with that. When it starts on cold start, it's not starting properly. It takes a long time for it to actually turn over, and I've got a funny, suspicious feeling that it's going to be glow plugs. So we might have to get into that one as well today. But let's just see how the day goes. Yeah, it's just crazy busy day for a Friday. So yeah, anyway, let me get this to the paint shop. I'll come back and I'll show you the Fiat 500. So let's crack on, guys. Yeah, let's do this. Right, I'm back from the paint shop, guys. And the painter has got the red Hyundai, the I20. That's over there. He's been working on that. And I bought back the Fiat 500 that he's painted. So let me show you that now. Let's have a quick look. So you can see the damage was on this rear quarter, if you remember rightly. I changed the door, and he basically went across the door as well. So he didn't skip the door. He just continued the painting right across the whole door. And it's come out really well. Really good. He even done the bottom sill part as well. There was a couple of marks up on the sill. He even done that as well. And then just gone right over it. It's a bit dirty on that bit because I've just drove it back, but it's yeah, it's just dirty. So yeah, I'm really happy with the way this has come out. Honestly, it's just for a white car, this has come out really good. There's always that chance of it slightly being different, but I think I can allow for a little bits and pieces. Like if you can see the difference between this here, you know what I mean. You got to stop something. You can't do the whole car like that blue one. It just kept on going and going. It's not that bad. He did say that you could sort of compound and polish the original one, and it'll bring it up a little bit better compared to the colour shade. So I'll do that. Bumpers front and back normally look a little bit different. And it's not too far off. Do you know what I mean? Depends how fussy you are, I suppose, when it comes to having a look around the car, when it comes to buying it. But the rest of the repair, obviously, the bits and pieces that you've done on the quarter there, it just looks, yeah, it looks really good. I'm super happy with the way it's come out. With the bumper at the front, he had to do the whole thing in the end. So he's resprayed the whole bumper. And again, to the bonnet, it don't look that bad. It looks pretty good. That match is pretty good. Again, he said just clean it, compound it first, and then polish it up, and it'll make it look a lot better than what it is at the minute. So, yeah, it's all scuffed around here. Do you remember it's all scuffed around here? So he's done the whole lot in the end. So looking good, guys. Looking good. I'm not going to jump on this one today. We're going to leave this one until Monday. I want to get the blue Fiesta in because we've got an issue with a glow plugs on that car, I think, because it don't start great in the mornings. So I'm going to plug the computer in on the blue Fiesta. We're going to be working on that now instead of this, and we'll do this on Monday. So let's leave this for now. We have got a few bits and pieces to do around the car. And just sort of double check things and, clean it all up and, just do my normal stuff really. Put all the front stuff back together. Put all the, all the front bumper. We've got to repair the headlight. I've got a new repair kit from Fiat. This one here. From Fiat, main dealer. And it's the headlight repair kit. I think this was like £13, £14, and it repairs the headlight where the broken tabs were. So much cheaper to do it this way than it is to replace the actual whole headlight itself. So that's what we do. We've got a lot of cleaning to do on this one, guys. It's just so filthy, this car. So we've got a lot of cleaning to do. Take the seats out, normal stuff, and just go all over it. But yeah, like I said, that's Mondays. Let's get the Fiesta in, get it over there, and start getting this, looking at this engine. So let's crack on. Let's do this. Right, okay guys, so yep, the blue Fiesta is in the workshop. So I've got to be honest, there's a couple of bits that's bothering me on this car. Obviously the first thing is, when you go to start it, it doesn't start on the button. It kind of takes a while to sort of go, and then, you know, once the engine's warm, you could turn it off and then turn it straight back on. But that's no good. I need to, you know what I mean? You can't. It's got to work straight away on the key. No matter how cold it is, no matter how long it's been sitting there for, it's got to work. So, I've plugged the computer in. Now, I've done this earlier, but I just want to show you guys as well what I found. So we're going to go to read codes. That one there. Yes. And then I'll show you exactly what's coming up. So the computer now is doing the checks on the car. It's testing everything. Come on, computer. Come on. Just wishing it to hurry up. Okay, so there we go. You can clearly see there, glow plug, heater, circuit A. But it doesn't actually tell you like whereabouts it's got. So like, if I go into the information there, it doesn't actually tell you, look, you know, which actual glow plug is causing the problem. So I don't know if it's 1, 2, 3 or all 4. I don't know at this point. So what we're gonna have to do is just do a little bit more investigating, do a little bit more digging. Even if I go into the live data on this as well. I know a lot of people say, well, why don't you use the live data more? I'll show you. You go to here, you go to live data, and then it brings up all the bits and pieces all over the car, and you can click and see it. But I've checked everything. There's not glow plugs on there. So the only thing I can do is just do this, you know, the normal, strip it back, strip it all out, and then pull one glow plug at a time to test it, to see if it works. There's a certain way you can tell. You can use the multimeter, you can use a battery to see if it gets hot, you know, because at the end should warm up and get hot. So there's another test. But there isn't actually on here, on the live data bit, it don't actually tell you anything about glow plug. It tells you like the cylinders. So we've got cylinder 1, cylinder 2, cylinder 3 there. But nothing about glow plugs. I've checked all through this. Fuel rail pressure, intake, air temperature, sensors, oxygen sensor. That's it. Nothing about the glow plugs. So I think the next step, guys, is to start stripping it down and getting these glow plugs out and finding out which one, or if all 4, we have an issue with. The other thing as well in this car, I'm really not happy with the clutch. I know it's a big job, I know, but I'm just not happy with the clutch, guys. It's just too high. It's not slipping, and it's not, you know, it's not any issue like that, but the clutch pedal is higher. So it does suggest that at some point, probably pretty soon, it's going to give up the ghost, that clutch. It's just going to give up. And I don't want to sell it, and then someone comes back to me and it breaks down somewhere. I have to go and collect the car, bring it back, do the clutch, and have them, that doubt in someone's mind that I've sold them a dodgy car. I just don't want that, to them think that way. And I think the only thing I can do, and you know where I'm going with this, I'm just going to have to do the clutch. Just strip it all back, take it all apart, and change the clutch. That way I know 100% that they're not going to have any problems with it. Yeah. So it is what it is. It's got to be done. It's just the way I'm thinking. It's just, yeah. You know, most car dealers, when a dealership and most car dealers, they wouldn't think like this. They would just do the bare minimum and then kick it out the door, and then probably put a warranty wise on the car, and then let it go through warranty wise, because that's what you're paying for. You're paying for, you know, a warranty. So, but for me, I don't want to go. I don't want to be like that. I don't want to have that mindset. You know what I mean? I just want to get things right before I sell the cars. So I think it's going to be clutch, guys. But for the moment, let's get into the glow plugs. Let's see if we can get that resolved. And then we'll move on to getting that clutch changed over. I don't think it's too much of a bother to run that clutch, to be honest with you. I know we've got to strip all this back, drop the engine down, separate the gearbox, you know, do all that sort of side of it, take all the drive shafts out. So, yeah, there is a you know, a fair bit of work, but I just think it's worth it. Definitely. Let's let me know what you think. There's going to be people out there going, no, that car's not worth it. No, you've got no money left in it. It's going to be like, I could just hear people with like brains going, like waiting for the old keyboard warriors. They're on it. They're on it, mate. They're going for it. Bless them, the old spanners. But yeah, it's just the way I am. I don't care like what everyone says. Like it is what it is. Like for me, it's only a day's work. So that day's work gives me peace of mind when I sell it. That's all that is. So yeah, and there is plenty of money left in the car. I've got to be honest. So let me set you up. That's enough waffling. Let me set you up. Let's get into why this you know, what glow plugs are failing and how many we've got to change. So I'll set you up. Let's get cracking. Let's start stripping this down. Let's do this. Right, okay, guys. So as you just saw there, it's all been stripped down the top end. You can actually see the timing belt as well now, and it ain't that bad. Let's got to be honest. There's a couple of marks on it. It's starting to go, but it's not that bad. I think it's been changed once before. I don't think that's original. I don't think that's original belt, so I think that's been changed. So I think that can stay. Yeah, that's not our issue. Our issue is the glow plugs on the computer. So I'm going to check those. But what I've noticed, I'll quickly get you in there. Can you see there's like diesel all in the channels? Can you see it? And it goes along as well. You see all the diesel there, look. Now, that's all diesel, and it's not coming from the actual injectors. It's coming from the return pipe, overflow pipe thing here, which are these ones. This one's here, and there's like a little. It does go into the injector. You can see it there. It's just that little white. Let me just point to it. Hold on. That little cream thing here. So that goes into the side of the injector, and it's like the overspill, overflow pipe for each injector. And all 4 injectors have got one. And in between that, there's like a green, there's a green O-ring. There's a seal, it's like a seal, a rubber seal, and that fails on these cars because I've done this engine before, and I've worked on a 1.4 engine before. I don't know if you remember right. I think it was my sister's one, was doing the injectors, but she had the same sort of problem, and it turned out that it was those seals. So whilst I'm in here, it's worth just pulling it all out. So pulling it all out, clean it all up, change the O-rings, the little green rings on that. Check which injector, check which glow plugs are not working with a power probe. So basically, this power probe is connected to the battery there. And then all I've got to do is I've got to touch the end of that on top of the actual glow plug, and it should turn green. If it doesn't turn green on this, it means it's faulty. So that's it. That's basically the test. I haven't got to pull them out. I've just got to test the top of the actual things. I'm putting power to the actual glow plug, and it will tell us whether or not it's faulty. But I think the first thing to do is just get this stripped down a little bit further, take all these injectors out. In fact, if I can take them out, you know, if they're loose enough, if they're not too bad, I'll just pull them all out, and I want a good clean up behind all that, so I can get in there. The trouble is that I don't really need to pull the injectors out to get that off. But the trouble is, there's a circlip that's holding. Let me see if I can get you to see it. You can just see it there. See that circlip there? That's holding that actual plastic in place. The clip's not the problem. It's the actual O-ring that's inside there. That's the problem. But getting those clips off, getting that little clip off there and it pinging off is just crazy hard. I just don't think I'm going to be able to do it. So the quickest and safest way of doing it, really, a little bit more time, but I think it's a safer way of doing it, is just to pull the injectors out, undo all this, pull it all out, get it all out of the way, and then have a good old clean up behind there, and then put it all back together with new O-ring seals, and then whatever glow plugs need to be changed, we'll change them. If it's one, it's one. If it's 5, it's 4, it's 4. 5. Where do I get 5 from? Whatever he's doing, guys, we're going to do it. So we haven't even started the clutch yet. I just, you know, I know I've spent a lot of money on the paintwork and around this car, but without this, you haven't got a car. Like, forget about all the rest of around the car. If that ain't working properly, if that ain't up to scratch, you got no chance. You got no chance of having a car. So that's why I'm doing it. So let me set you up. Let me carry on. Let's get this stripped down further, and then we'll test the glow plugs, and we'll go from there. See how we go. So let's carry on, guys. Let's do this. Right, okay, guys, we are definitely getting somewhere now. As you can see, obviously took the injectors out and the hoses. And now I'm also working on the glow plugs themselves. Do you know what? I did do a test on them, and nothing was coming back on any four of them, all of them. So I don't know if I'm doing something wrong or something's faulty or something or whatever, but I've got a price. I took 2 out already. I've got a price for brand new ones, right? For the whole set, 43 quid. So for 4 brand new glow plugs. So for what it's cost, it just get them out. The trouble is, getting the old ones out is a little bit squeaky bum sort of scenario, because if they break in that head, and they feel like they are going to break, I've got to be honest, if they break it in that head, then the head's got to come off. So I really don't want that to happen. I am taking my time. I'm sort of spraying WD-40, constantly just spraying WD-40 in it, into the old ones there, and just see if it'll go down into the threads. And it's basically just this type of thread that's stuck, and maybe a little bit of the old one, that like the bore that's stuck into the hole here, like the side of it. It's just, yeah, it's just not good. So I'm really taking my time with this, and I'm doing in and out, like tightening, untighten, tighten, untighten, a little bit of spray, tighten, untighten, tighten, and then just gradually, slowly working them out. I have done the 2 already, and there is 2 more to get out. I've set you up. Hopefully we don't snap one, guys, because if we do, oh, that'll be an absolute disaster. But anyway, I went and got a new complete pipe set with, and this, see these little O-rings, that's what I was talking about, look. And the one that was on here just literally fell apart. It was like just literally 2 or 3 pieces. It just went, just as soon as I pulled it out of there. This is the clip I was talking to you about. You've got to be really careful you don't lose these. They're really, really fragile. As soon as you go, ding, and it goes, ping, pings across the room, and you can't never find them. So you've got to be careful of that. But I've got a new set anyway, like, and you know what I mean, it just comes with all the new rings anyway. So I've got a complete new one. Instead of getting the O-rings themselves, this was like 20 quid. So yeah, not too bad. 20 quid for that, 43 quid for them. Once I've pulled these out, I have got to clean the bores out a little bit where the injectors sit. And we use this little tool here. And you just basically pick the right size, connect it up to this, and then just twist it inside the actual where the injector sits to get a good seating for the washers to go back into. Do you know what I mean? You are supposed to use new washers, but I just couldn't get them. Couldn't get the washers anywhere. So we're gonna have to use the original ones. I did speak to the mechanic. He said, "Yeah, they're fine." He looked at them. He said, "Yeah, that's good. That's fine. You can reuse them as long as there's any problem with them." He said you can use them. So that's where we are, guys. A little bit squeaky bum when it comes to getting these 2 out here, because these 2 are taking some time in and out, and they're starting to get solid. So I'm just sort of spraying a bit of WD-40. That's why I thought I'd have a quick chat with you guys and let you know what's going on. Give it a little bit more time for the WD-40 to sort of do its magic on the threads. And yeah, we'll keep going. Doesn't it a good clean up around there as well? Look all the fuel that's come out of there. That's diesel, that is. All down there. So it was definitely that was leaking. It must be that one that's leaking on the leak off pipe. So, but yeah, guys, we will continue. Let's see how far we get. Time is getting on, because this is taking, you know, a bit of time now, because they're not just pulling out so straight away, nice and easy. It is taking a bit of time to getting those glow plugs out, but definitely worth taking your time. Definitely worth taking your time with this, because I do not want to break any of those glow plugs in the head, and then the head's got to come off. So yeah, which started, it weighs away, and it started off at a little job. Yeah, let's just have a little look at the glow plugs. Now I'm sort of, yeah, getting right into it. But anyway, let's just carry on. Let's see how far we get. Let's do this. Right, okay, guys, squeaky bum moment over. So, managed to pull the old 4 out and put 4 new ones in and put the plugs on. So that's done. I will actually test them whilst I've got them out here to see if they'll heat up. You never know, do you know what I mean? They might heat up, not quite sure. But the new ones are in. It was 43 quid for the parts. Time for the labour, do you know what I mean? It's taken me a couple of hours, but you know, mainly because I'm trying to take my time. I don't want to snap the old ones, the glow plugs. It just, yeah. But I'm glad that I'm now getting to the point where I'm, you know, putting back things the way they should be put back. A lot cleaner down there as well. You can see compared to what it was. There's a little bit left in that corner in there. I've got to get that out. But much, much better. Even the actual where the injectors sit is pretty good. There's a couple of little bits at the bottom there. Just want to get those out. And that's what this little tool is for. Getting right down into those injector holes. And it just sort of, you know, you just wind it up, wind it down a little bit, and it makes it a decent fit for the washer to sit onto it. It's the seating. You got to make sure you get the seating right of it, you know. So yeah, but so far so good, guys. We are definitely getting there. I am going to leave it there for the end of today's video. We will be back on this one on Monday. We'll put it all back together, and I think we're even going to start the clutch. So let's let's just see how we get on with this. But I just feel like I just need to do it, you know. Just need to do these bits and pieces before it goes to the new owner. But once that's done, the clutch, those, you know, glow plugs and get all that sort of startings there, it's going to be nothing to do with it. Like, I know that people are going to say, well, you should, the timing belt needs doing. Well, it looks all right. I've got to be honest, I've seen absolute worse than that. Yeah. I can't see the lines coming through very much. Do you know what I mean? That's the indication, is the lines coming through the top of the belt. And I can't really see that. So, you know, the new owner can see this video and say, right, well, okay, yeah, he showed us the belt. He showed us this. He's done this. He showed us that. And that's what it's all about. It's just, you know, being honest and truthful about it. You know, you could go and buy, anyone can go and buy a second-hand car. And the person said to you, yeah, I've just done the timing belt. Yeah, it's all done. Yeah, it's all sorted. But you have no real idea and clue if it has or not. You're just taking that guy's word for it. And there is some shady people out there that just wants to knock these cars out and don't care. Well, I do care. So, yeah. You know, if there was 2 of these cars and one of them, 2 exact cars, right? And one of them you knew nothing about, but this one, you know exactly what I've done to it. Which one are you going to pick? Just it's a no-brainer. It's an absolute no-brainer. Anyone that says otherwise, yeah, you're an idiot. Simple as that. Really, I'm sorry, but just Yeah, crazy. But yeah, there we go. I'm just showing things, guys. I want to make sure that I show every step of the process. And this is just another step. But I'm just not happy with that. The clutch is working, it's fine. It goes into gear, doesn't crunch, nothing. Doesn't slip or nothing. But the pedal is a little bit too high. And it will need doing at some point. And I don't want the car to come back with that issue. So I'd rather get it done there. Whilst it's in the workshop, whilst I can get it all stripped down, let's just get it done. And that's what it's all about, guys. You know, I've done it with a Fiat 500 before, the white one. I didn't like the thrust bearing inside inside the actual gearbox. It was making a squeaky noise. So I had to get it out. I had to change it. It's just the way I think sometimes. But let's just leave it like that for today. I'll come back to it Monday. We'll get cracking and we'll put it all back together and see if it's any better. But I'm sure it will be. So, guys, that is going to be the end of today's video. Enough ranting on from me. Have a great weekend. And I'll see you Monday, guys. Take care. See you soon.